In a city where dreams often fade, an elderly immigrant's kindness transforms a homeless artist's life, proving that hope can blossom from the unlikeliest of friendships amidst adversity. Rosa had spent decades pouring her heart and soul into her small grocery store, a colorful haven nestled in a vibrant neighborhood. Its shelves overflowed with fresh produce, spices, and an array of international delicacies, reflecting the rich tapestry of cultures surrounding it. But lately, the store felt more like a burden than a blessing. The once bustling aisles echoed with a haunting emptiness, and Rosa could hardly shake the weight of worry pressing down on her chest. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the streets, Rosa wiped down the counters for what felt like the 100th time that day. The bell above the door jingled softly, signaling a customer's arrival. But her heart sank when she saw the figure. A familiar face who had once been a loyal patron now turned away, too embarrassed to make eye contact as he left without a purchase. It wasn't just the financial strain of the business. It was the feeling of rejection that gnawed at her spirit. Rosa had immigrated to this city decades ago, leaving behind everything she had known in search of a better life for her family. She had built this store from the ground up, her husband's laughter ringing in her ears as they painted the walls together, dreaming of the future. But since he passed, the joy had seeped out of her life, leaving only echoes of what once was. Every empty shelf felt like a reminder of her failure to keep his dream alive. Yet there was something magical about her store. It wasn't just a place to buy groceries. It was a community hub. Children would stop by for candy, neighbors would share gossip, and families would gather to celebrate special occasions. Rosa knew this, but as days turned into weeks without enough sales to cover the bills, her optimism began to wane. The fear of losing it all loomed large, casting a shadow over her heart. One particularly gloomy afternoon, Rosa stood by the window watching the rain pour down in relentless sheets. The streets were slick, and the dreary weather matched her mood. She clutched a framed photo of her husband, their faces aglow with happiness at their wedding. "I don't know how to keep going without you," she whispered to the empty store. The silence was deafening, and tears threatened to spill over as she remembered their dreams of expanding the store, of bringing in more products from their homeland, of creating a place where people could come together to celebrate life. Her thoughts were interrupted by the sound of the door creaking open. A gust of wind swept in, carrying with it a chill that sent shivers down her spine. Rosa turned to see an elderly man enter, his clothes soaked and clinging to his frail body. She recognized him as Mr. Collins, a retired school teacher from down the street. His usual cheery demeanor was overshadowed by a look of despair. "Good evening, Mr. Collins," Rosa greeted, forcing a smile despite the heaviness in her heart. "What brings you in today?" He shrugged, his voice barely above a whisper. "Just looking for a little something to brighten my day, I suppose." His eyes scanned the store, taking in the bare shelves and the faded produce. Rosa felt a pang of guilt. She knew he had lost his wife a few months prior, and the loneliness weighed heavily on him. "Would you like a cup of tea? It's warm and comforting, just like old times," she offered, hoping to lift his spirits. As she brewed the tea, they exchanged stories. He shared memories of his late wife, and she recounted tales of her husband's humor. For a moment, the store was filled with laughter, but as the tea cooled in their cups, the silence returned, heavy with unspoken fears. "Rosa," he said hesitantly, "you should consider selling this place. It's a lot of work, and I can see it's taking a toll on you." His words struck her like a cold wind. Selling her husband's dream? It felt like betrayal. "I can't give up on it," she replied firmly, though doubt crept into her voice. "It's more than a store. It's a part of me." "Sometimes letting go is a form of strength," he murmured, and Rosa felt a tear escape. "You deserve peace, my dear." With the rain still pouring outside, Rosa found herself standing on the precipice of decision. Did she have the strength to keep going, to fight against the tide that threatened to sweep her away? Or was it time to relinquish her dreams, to accept defeat? That night, as she lay in bed, the sound of rain against the window felt like a lullaby laced with sorrow. Thoughts raced through her mind. She envisioned her husband, his warm smile urging her to keep fighting, to find a way to keep their legacy alive. "I will not give up," she whispered into the darkness. determination stirring within her. The following days were a blur of quiet desperation. Rosa continued to open her store, hoping for a surge of customers that never came. Each empty register felt like a dagger to her heart, but she couldn't let despair consume her. Instead, she tried to focus on the small victories: the couple who stopped by for fresh bread, the child who brightened her day with a beaming smile. Each interaction became a lifeline, reminding her of the purpose behind her struggles. Then one fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Rosa heard the unmistakable sound of the bell ringing. Her heart skipped a beat as she turned to see a young man standing at the door, drenched and shivering. He looked disheveled, his clothes tattered, yet his eyes sparkled with a hint of hope. "Can I come in?" he asked, his voice hesitant but filled with determination. "Of course," Rosa replied, her heart swelling with compassion. "Welcome. What can I get for you?" As he stepped inside, she noticed the sketchbook tucked under his arm. "I'm just looking for some warmth," he said, his voice softening. "I love art, and I was hoping to find inspiration in this neighborhood." Rosa's curiosity piqued. "What do you draw?" "Anything that speaks to me," he replied, his gaze wandering over the shelves of vibrant fruits and vegetables. "Your store is beautiful." The young man's name was Leo. As they talked, Rosa learned that he was an artist struggling to find his footing after a series of unfortunate events. His passion for creativity was palpable, and Rosa found herself drawn to his energy, even as she sensed the weight of his burdens. "Would you like a cup of tea?" she offered, hoping to warm him up both physically and emotionally. As they sipped the hot beverage, Leo opened up about his dreams, of becoming a recognized artist, of making a difference with his work, of finding a place where he belonged. Listening to him, Rosa felt a flicker of hope igniting within her, a reminder that struggles could lead to unexpected connections. Despite the challenges ahead, the prospect of sharing their stories and supporting each other began to weave a new tapestry of resilience and kindness that neither had anticipated. Little did Rosa know that this brief encounter would change the trajectory of both their lives as they ventured into a world of creativity, compassion, and newfound friendship amidst the backdrop of their struggles. As Leo departed, a small smile tugged at Rosa's lips, her heart a little lighter. For the first time in weeks, she felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps they could inspire each other in ways they had yet to imagine. With the rain finally subsiding outside, the sound of the bell ringing once again marked the beginning of a transformative journey, one that would challenge their perceptions of resilience, community, and the power of kindness. The following morning dawned gray and overcast, but the air held a sense of promise that nudged Rosa to open her store a bit earlier than usual. She moved through the familiar aisles, wiping down surfaces and arranging products with a renewed sense of purpose. As she prepared for the day ahead, her thoughts drifted back to Leo. His vibrant energy and passion for art lingered in her mind, kindling a flicker of hope in her heart. Rosa had never imagined that a brief encounter with a stranger could leave such an imprint on her soul. She wondered if he would return. The possibility thrilled and frightened her. In many ways, she was also a stranger in her own life, lost and adrift since her husband's passing. As the morning wore on, Rosa greeted the few customers who trickled in with warm smiles, but her heart raced at the thought of Leo. The bell above the door chimed, and her gaze shot toward the entrance. It wasn't him, just another regular, a tired woman with 2 kids in tow, a list in hand, and a distracted expression. After a few hours of mundane routine, Rosa decided to take a moment outside, leaning against the doorframe and inhaling the crisp air. The rain-soaked pavement glistened, and the scent of fresh earth wafted up, making her momentarily forget her troubles. As she stood there, lost in thought, a figure appeared in the distance, his outline gradually sharpening against the backdrop of the cloudy sky. Rosa's heart skipped. It was Leo. He walked with a slight limp, his jeans frayed at the knees, and a sketchbook tucked securely under his arm. There was a brightness about him, as if the very act of moving forward infused him with energy. "Good morning," Rosa called out, a genuine smile breaking across her face as he approached. "Morning," he replied, returning her smile with one of his own. "I hope you don't mind me stopping by again." "Of course not. I was hoping you would." As he stepped into the store, Rosa couldn't shake the feeling that something significant was unfolding. She offered him a cup of tea, which he accepted gratefully, and they settled at a small table in the corner. "So, did you find inspiration yesterday?" she asked, her curiosity piqued as she gestured toward the sketchbook resting on the table. Leo's eyes lit up. "Absolutely. I've been thinking about how to capture the essence of this neighborhood, the people and their stories. There's so much beauty in struggle and resilience." Rosa listened intently, intrigued by his passion. It reminded her of her husband's enthusiasm when he spoke about their dreams for the store. She could feel her heart flutter at the thought of a shared vision. "Would you mind if I saw some of your sketches?" she asked, leaning forward in anticipation. Leo hesitated, then nodded. He carefully opened his sketchbook, revealing a series of rough but heartfelt illustrations. They depicted various scenes from the neighborhood: children playing, the elderly chatting on porches, and vibrant street vendors with their colorful stalls. Each drawing was infused with life, energy, and emotion. "Wow," Rosa breathed, her heart swelling. "These are incredible. You've captured the spirit of the community perfectly." His cheeks flushed with pride. "Thank you. I want to tell their stories, to give a voice to those who often go unheard." In that moment, an idea blossomed in Rosa's mind. "What if you painted a mural on the outside of my store? Something that represents the spirit of this neighborhood. Something that could bring people together and attract customers." Leo's eyes widened. "A mural? That would be amazing. I've always wanted to create something large scale, something that everyone can see." They spent the next hour discussing ideas, each word igniting excitement in their hearts. Rosa felt a rush of energy she hadn't experienced in years. This was not just about saving her store. It was about creating a space that celebrated community, resilience, and hope. As the conversation flowed, they shared more about their lives. Leo spoke of his childhood, how his mother had always encouraged his artistic pursuits despite their struggles. He had grown up in a neighborhood that was often overlooked, where dreams were frequently eclipsed by harsh realities. "My mom used to say that art is the most powerful way to express what words cannot," he recalled, a soft smile spreading across his face. "It was her way of telling me to never give up on my dreams." Rosa nodded, her heart aching at the familiar pang of loss. "I understand. My husband was my biggest supporter, always urging me to keep the store going, no matter the odds." There was a moment of silence, both of them reflecting on their respective journeys. In that shared vulnerability, a deeper bond began to form, intertwining their lives in unexpected ways. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Rosa suggested they take a walk around the neighborhood. "Let's get a feel for what the mural could represent," she proposed. With Leo's sketchbook in hand, they strolled through the lively streets. Children laughed and played, their joyful voices ringing through the air like music. Street vendors shouted, calling out their wares, while the scent of spices and grilled meats wafted through the atmosphere, tempting their appetites. Rosa watched as Leo's eyes sparkled with inspiration. He began sketching quickly, capturing the essence of the moment. He caught a glimpse of an elderly couple sitting on a bench, their hands intertwined, sharing stories of yesteryears. "That's it," he exclaimed, gesturing toward them. "This is what I want to portray, a connection, a celebration of love and community." Rosa felt a warmth bloom within her. Here they were, two strangers, bonded by their struggles and passions, each trying to make sense of their place in the world. As they continued their walk, Leo stopped frequently to draw. His sketches began to accumulate, each one a reflection of the people and stories they encountered. Rosa felt invigorated by his enthusiasm, her heart swelling with pride as she watched him work. "Your talent is extraordinary," she said, her voice filled with admiration. "This neighborhood needs to see it." By the time they returned to the store, dusk had settled, and the streets glowed with soft, inviting light. Leo glanced at the sketches he had created throughout their walk and smiled. "This mural is going to be something special, Rosa. I can feel it." Rosa nodded, her eyes brimming with gratitude. "Thank you for believing in this vision. You've reignited my hope." Over the next few days, their collaboration took shape. Leo began planning the mural, sketching out designs that incorporated elements of the community: families, friendships, laughter, and love. Rosa provided her insights, sharing stories about her customers and what the store meant to them. But the journey wasn't without its challenges. As word spread about the mural, some neighbors expressed skepticism. "A mural won't save your store," a gruff voice called out one afternoon as Rosa was arranging fresh fruits outside. "People won't come just to see paint on a wall." Rosa felt her heart sink, but Leo stepped forward. "It's not just about the mural. It's about bringing the community together. It's a symbol of hope." The exchange left Rosa feeling disheartened. Was she being foolish to believe that this mural could breathe new life into her store? Yet Leo's unwavering optimism continued to inspire her, pushing her to focus on the bigger picture. Every evening they gathered in the store, sketching and planning. Leo's laughter filled the space, intertwining with Rosa's stories as they painted a vision of a brighter future. Slowly, the whispers of doubt began to fade, replaced by a sense of unity as more neighbors became involved in the project. On weekends, children would gather outside, eagerly offering to help with small tasks, bringing paintbrushes and supplies. The atmosphere shifted. The store became a hub of activity, laughter, and collaboration. Rosa watched as her store transformed from a lonely place into a vibrant center of hope. The community began to rally around them, and with every stroke of the brush on the mural, Rosa felt the weight on her shoulders lift. But more importantly, she felt a connection, a sense of belonging she had longed for since her husband's passing. Leo had become more than just a young artist. He was a friend, a collaborator, and a beacon of hope. As they stood back to admire their progress one evening, the mural had begun to take shape, depicting the heart and soul of the neighborhood. Rosa felt a surge of emotion, grateful for the journey that had led her to this moment. "Thank you for believing in me, Leo," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. He smiled warmly, his eyes reflecting the colors of the mural. "No, thank you for letting me be part of this. Together, we're creating something meaningful." In that moment, amid the laughter of children and the vibrant colors surrounding them, Rosa realized that this mural was not just a painting. It was a testament to resilience, community, and the kindness that had blossomed between two strangers navigating their way through life's challenges. The sun set beyond the horizon, casting a warm glow over the neighborhood. As Rosa and Leo continued to work, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation for what was yet to come. As the mural began to take shape, so did the bond between Rosa and Leo. Days turned into weeks, and their lives intertwined like the colors blending on the wall. Rosa found herself looking forward to their time together, the laughter they shared becoming a balm for her soul. Each day brought fresh excitement and challenges, and as they stood together before the mural, they exchanged glances filled with unspoken understanding. It was on a particularly sunny Saturday morning when Rosa arrived at the store to find Leo already there, his face aglow with anticipation. "I have an idea," he said, his voice bubbling with enthusiasm. "What if we host a community event when the mural is finished? We could invite everyone for a celebration, music, food, and of course, the grand reveal of the mural." Rosa's heart raced at the thought. This was more than just a mural. It was an opportunity to unite the community, to breathe life into the store that had once felt so lonely. "That sounds amazing, Leo, but how will we pull it off?" "Leave that to me." Leo grinned, his eyes sparkling with determination. "I'll get the local musicians involved and we can ask some of the vendors to set up stalls. It'll be like a block party." In the following days, Rosa watched as Leo poured his heart into organizing the event. He met with musicians, gathered supplies, and even painted posters to spread the word. His excitement was infectious, and before long, Rosa found herself swept up in the planning. Together, they visited local shops and vendors, inviting them to participate. The buzz around the event began to grow, filling Rosa with a sense of purpose. However, amidst the flurry of preparations, Rosa couldn't shake the feeling of vulnerability. Each day, she opened her heart a little more to Leo, and while she cherished their connection, a flicker of fear nagged at her. Could she truly let someone in again? Could she risk the possibility of loss? One evening, as they worked on the mural under the warm glow of string lights, Rosa broached the subject. "Leo, can I ask you something?" "Of course. What's on your mind?" He paused his painting, wiping his hands on his apron and turning to her. Why did you decide to stay in this neighborhood? You could be painting anywhere, right? You have such talent. Leo considered her question for a moment, his brow furrowing slightly. I guess I always felt like I needed to give back. I grew up in a neighborhood like this, and I know how important it is to have a sense of belonging. I wanted to create something that could inspire people. Rosa felt her heart flutter. You're doing just that, you know. This mural is going to change everything for us. He smiled softly, and for a moment, their eyes locked, a shared understanding weaving between them. Rosa realized that she was beginning to see Leo not just as a collaborator, but as someone who could truly understand her pain, her struggles, and her hopes. In the following days, the community event loomed closer, and anticipation filled the air. Rosa and Leo spent long hours at the store, painting the final touches on the mural. Each stroke felt like a small victory, a testament to their hard work and determination. As they prepared for the big day, something unexpected happened. One evening, Rosa received a message from her sister, Maria, who lived in another city. She wanted to visit. The news filled Rosa with mixed emotions. Maria had always been the successful one, the sister who had climbed the corporate ladder while Rosa struggled to keep her store afloat. Their conversations often danced around topics of success and failure, and Rosa worried how Maria would perceive her current situation. When Maria arrived, Rosa felt a knot tighten in her stomach. Her sister's sharp eyes seemed to scrutinize everything, from the state of the store to Rosa's appearance. Wow, this place has seen better days, huh? Maria remarked, her tone laced with condescension. Rosa forced a smile. We're working on it. I'm excited about the mural. Maria raised an eyebrow. A mural? Really? Is that going to bring in customers? Rosa felt her heart sink, but before she could respond, Leo walked in, carrying a fresh batch of paint supplies. Hey, Rosa, I just got the... He paused, noticing Maria. Oh, hi. You must be Rosa's sister. Yeah, I'm Maria, she replied, eyeing him with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Leo extended his hand, his smile warm and genuine. It's great to meet you. We're just putting the final touches on the mural for the community event. Maria's expression shifted, but not in a positive way. A community event? What kind of event? A celebration of the mural in the neighborhood, Leo explained enthusiastically. We're inviting local musicians and vendors to join us. It's going to be amazing. Right, Maria said, crossing her arms. And you think that's going to save the store? Good luck with that. Rosa felt a flush of anger and embarrassment wash over her. She had wanted her sister to see the beauty of their project, the potential for community and connection. We're creating something meaningful, she said, her voice firm. It's about more than just sales. Maria shrugged, dismissing her. Whatever you say, Rosa. Just don't get your hopes up too high. That evening, Rosa felt the weight of her sister's words heavy on her shoulders. She sat quietly in the store, her heart heavy with doubt. Leo noticed her silence and approached gently. Hey, you okay? I don't know, Leo. Maria doesn't believe in this project. She thinks it's a waste of time, Rosa admitted, her voice trembling. He sat down beside her, concern etched on his face. Rosa, this is your store. You're the one making the effort to bring the community together. Don't let anyone's doubts overshadow your vision. Rosa looked at him, searching for reassurance. What if she's right? What if this doesn't work? Even if it doesn't work out the way you envision, you're creating something beautiful, Leo said. Sometimes it's about the journey, not just the destination. Rosa took a deep breath, his words sinking in. Thank you, Leo. I don't know what I would do without you. As the days passed, the event approached with a mix of excitement and anxiety. Rosa's heart raced with anticipation, but Maria's words echoed in her mind. Would people actually show up? Would the mural make a difference? On the day of the event, Rosa arrived early, setting up tables and decorations with the help of Leo and a few eager neighborhood kids. The atmosphere buzzed with energy as vendors began to set up their stalls, music floated through the air, and laughter filled the street. As the sun climbed higher, Rosa watched people gather, a wave of warmth flooding her heart. The mural, vibrant and full of life, became a backdrop for the unfolding celebration. She felt a spark of hope ignite within her as she engaged with neighbors, sharing stories and laughter. Suddenly, she spotted Maria in the distance, her expression unreadable as she surveyed the bustling scene. Rosa felt a mix of anxiety and determination. Would her sister finally see the beauty in this moment? Maria approached slowly, her gaze drifting between the mural and the crowd. "Well, I have to admit, this looks better than I expected," she said, her tone softer than before. Rosa smiled, her heart swelling with a sense of pride. "We did this together, Leo and I. It's about celebrating our community." As the music began to play and the atmosphere pulsed with excitement, Rosa felt a newfound sense of purpose. She turned to Leo, who was talking animatedly with a group of children, their faces painted with joy and laughter. "Leo!" she called out, her voice ringing through the crowd. He turned, his eyes bright with enthusiasm. "Can you help me with the unveiling?" "Absolutely," he replied, dashing over. With the crowd gathered around, Rosa took a deep breath and stepped forward, her heart racing. "Thank you all for being here today," she began, her voice steady yet emotional. "This mural represents more than just paint on a wall. It symbolizes our community's strength, resilience, and spirit." With Leo by her side, they pulled the tarp away, revealing the mural in all its glory. Gasps of awe filled the air, and applause erupted. Rosa watched as faces lit up with admiration, tears glistening in some eyes. The mural depicted scenes from everyday life, a tapestry of connections woven together, a child flying a kite, an elderly couple sharing stories, friends laughing over cups of coffee. Each detail told a story, a piece of their shared existence. "Together we can create a space where everyone belongs," Rosa continued, her heart swelling with hope. "Let's support each other, lift each other up, and cherish our community." As she spoke, she caught sight of Maria, whose expression had softened. She was no longer the critical sister, but a witness to the beauty of the moment unfolding. The music picked up, and soon everyone was dancing, celebrating the mural, the stories, and the connections forged through their struggles. Rosa felt free, the weight of her fears lifting with each beat of the music. In that joyous atmosphere, Rosa turned to Leo, her heart brimming with gratitude. "Thank you for being my partner in this," she said sincerely. He smiled back, his eyes twinkling. "No, thank you for letting me be part of it. You've created something incredible here." As the evening progressed, laughter and joy echoed through the streets, and for the first time in a long time, Rosa felt truly seen. She was not just a struggling store owner. She was part of something larger, a movement of unity and resilience. Later, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the celebration, Rosa found herself standing beside Leo, watching the mural shine in the twilight. "I can't believe we did it," she said, a sense of awe washing over her. "Of course we did. And look at how the community has come together," Leo replied, a proud smile on his face. Rosa's heart swelled with gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without you, Leo. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." As the crowd began to thin, Leo turned to her, his gaze serious yet warm. "Rosa, I need to tell you something." Her heart raced, anticipation thrumming in her chest. "What is it?" "I know we started this project as friends, but I feel something more," he confessed, his voice steady. "You mean a lot to me, and I want to explore where this can go." Rosa's breath caught in her throat. She had been feeling it too, the connection that went beyond friendship, but the fear of vulnerability still lingered. "I feel the same way, Leo, but I'm scared. What if it doesn't work out?" He stepped closer, his eyes sincere. "Life is about taking chances. You took a chance on this mural, on the community, and look what you've created. I believe in us, Rosa." Rosa felt a rush of emotion, the walls around her heart slowly crumbling. "Okay," she whispered, a smile breaking through her uncertainty. "Let's take that chance together." As they stood beneath the painted sky, surrounded by the laughter and warmth of the community they had brought together, Rosa knew they were embarking on a new chapter, one filled with promise, hope, and an unexpected bond that would only grow stronger with time. The days following the unveiling of the mural were a whirlwind of excitement and renewed hope for Rosa and her community. The once quiet street outside her store now buzzed with life, and the mural stood as a vibrant testament to their collective strength and resilience. People often gathered to admire the artwork, snapping photos and sharing their thoughts. It became a gathering place, a focal point that united everyone. Rosa watched with delight as families strolled by, their children pointing excitedly at the colorful images that danced across the wall. It was as if the mural had breathed life into the neighborhood, and she felt a sense of pride swelling in her chest. Each time someone stopped to admire it, she felt a connection, a reminder of the bond they had all forged. One afternoon, as Rosa was tidying up the store, a group of children approached, their eyes wide with wonder. "Miss Rosa, can we paint too?" one of them asked, bouncing on their toes with excitement. "Of course, in fact, I have some leftover paint from the mural. How about we create a small community art project right here?" she replied, her heart lifting at the idea. The children cheered, and together they set up a small easel outside the store. Rosa encouraged each child to express their creativity, and soon, laughter and joy filled the air as they painted their hearts out. It was a beautiful sight, and Rosa couldn't help but feel that this was exactly what the mural had intended to inspire, a sense of belonging and creativity. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the neighborhood, Rosa looked around at the smiling faces and realized how much this simple act had transformed the community. It was a reminder that art could heal, could connect, and could bring people together in ways they never thought possible. Word of the mural's impact spread, and soon Rosa found herself overwhelmed with requests for community workshops and events. People from all walks of life wanted to contribute to the neighborhood, to create a space where everyone felt valued. Rosa felt exhilarated, but also a bit daunted. Could she really manage all this? One evening, after another busy day of organizing events, she met Leo at their favorite cafe. The familiar scent of coffee enveloped them as they settled into a cozy booth. "You're a rock star, Rosa," Leo said, a gleam in his eyes. "The workshops are filling up fast. You're bringing the community together in ways I never imagined." "I'm grateful, Leo, but it's a bit overwhelming," Rosa admitted, sipping her latte. "I want to make sure everyone feels included, but I'm not sure I can keep up." "Just take it one step at a time. Remember, you're not alone in this," he reassured her. "I'm here to help, and so are all the people you've inspired. They want to be part of this too." His words struck a chord within her. Rosa realized that she had built something far more significant than just a mural. She had ignited a sense of ownership and community pride that rippled through the neighborhood. "You're right," she said, her confidence beginning to grow. "I can do this. We can do this." In the following weeks, the store transformed into a hub of creativity and collaboration. The workshops brought people together, fostering friendships and connections that transcended backgrounds. Rosa introduced various classes, painting, storytelling, gardening, all aimed at nurturing creativity and unity. Each event was met with enthusiasm, and soon the store was filled with laughter, chatter, and a palpable sense of community spirit. Rosa often found herself reflecting on how far she had come. She could still remember the days when she felt lost, her store barely surviving. Now it was a vibrant space filled with joy and collaboration, where everyone was welcome. One Saturday, they organized a neighborhood cleanup day where locals came together to tidy up the park and surrounding areas. Armed with trash bags and brooms, families joined hands in the effort. The sense of camaraderie was infectious, and as they worked, stories were shared, laughter echoed, and new friendships blossomed. Rosa felt her heart swell with pride as she watched the community come together, united in purpose. It was moments like these that reminded her why she had fought so hard to keep her store alive. She was no longer just a shop owner. She was a catalyst for change, a beacon of hope in a neighborhood that desperately needed it. As the weeks turned into months, Rosa noticed that the mural had become a symbol of transformation. Local businesses reported increased foot traffic, and residents began to take pride in their surroundings. The street that had once felt forgotten now thrived with energy and vibrancy. Rosa's store became a central part of this change, a place where creativity flourished and connections were forged. However, not everything was perfect. One evening, as Rosa was closing up the store, she received a message from Maria. "Can we talk?" it read. Rosa felt a mixture of anxiety and anticipation. Could her sister have finally come to see things differently? The following day, Maria arrived at the store, her demeanor serious. "I wanted to see the mural for myself," she said, her tone softer than Rosa remembered. Rosa led her outside, where the mural shimmered in the afternoon sun. "What do you think?" she asked, holding her breath. Maria studied the artwork, her eyes tracing the intricate details. "It's beautiful," she admitted, her voice wavering slightly. "I didn't realize how much this meant to you or to the community." Rosa felt a swell of hope. "It's changed everything, Maria. The neighborhood is coming together, and I finally feel like I'm making a difference." Maria turned to her, her expression shifting. "I'm sorry I doubted you, Rosa. I've been so focused on my own life that I didn't see what was happening here." Rosa's heart softened. "It's okay. I understand. I just want us to support each other." Maria smiled, a flicker of warmth in her eyes. "Can I help? I have some connections in the city that might be able to provide resources for the community." Rosa's heart raced at the thought. That would be amazing. Together, we can make an even bigger impact. As they discussed ideas, Rosa felt a sense of healing begin to take place. For the first time in a long while, she felt a genuine connection with her sister, built on understanding and mutual support. In the following weeks, Maria helped Rosa connect with local organizations that provided funding for community initiatives. They collaborated on a proposal to secure resources for more workshops, youth programs, and art installations throughout the neighborhood. Rosa marveled at how much had changed in her life. Her sister had become an ally, a partner in this journey of transformation. With renewed energy, Rosa organized a community meeting to share their vision for the future. As she stood before a gathering of neighbors, her heart raced with excitement. "Thank you all for coming. With the help of Maria and local organizations, we have a chance to expand our programs and bring even more opportunities to our community." The room erupted with applause, and Rosa felt a surge of gratitude. "Together, we can create a space where everyone belongs. Your ideas matter, and I want to hear them." As the meeting progressed, residents shared their thoughts and dreams. One woman spoke about a community garden, while another suggested starting a local book club. Each idea added to the tapestry of possibilities, and Rosa felt a renewed sense of purpose. Over the next few months, the store became a hub of creativity and collaboration. With Maria's support, they secured funding for various projects, transforming the neighborhood into a vibrant tapestry of art, culture, and community. The mural continued to serve as a symbol of hope, inspiring new initiatives and drawing people together. As the seasons changed, Rosa found herself reflecting on the journey she had taken. The struggles, the doubts, and the fears had all been worth it. She had learned that community was not just a place, but a feeling, a shared sense of purpose, a bond forged through challenges and triumphs. One crisp autumn afternoon, as leaves danced through the air, Rosa stood outside her store, gazing at the mural. It was a breathtaking sight, the colors glowing against the backdrop of the setting sun. She felt a hand slip into hers and turned to see Leo standing beside her, a smile on his face. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" he said, his eyes sparkling. "Yes, it is," she replied, her heart swelling with gratitude. "I never imagined we would create something so impactful." Leo nodded, his expression serious. "You've done more than just paint a mural, Rosa. You've transformed lives. You've given people hope." As they stood together, surrounded by the vibrant energy of the neighborhood, Rosa felt a deep sense of fulfillment. "I couldn't have done it without you, Leo. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." He turned to her, his gaze steady. "And I always will. You're not just a partner in this project. You're someone I care about deeply." Rosa felt warmth blossom in her chest. She had grown to love Leo, not just for his artistic talent, but for his unwavering support and belief in her vision. "I care about you too, Leo," she admitted, her voice soft. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the neighborhood, Rosa realized that she was not only building a vibrant community, she was also opening her heart to new possibilities. Together, she and Leo had created something truly special, a place where creativity thrived, where connections were formed, and where hope blossomed. In the months that followed, the mural continued to inspire change. Local artists contributed to new projects. Schools organized field trips to learn about community art, and the neighborhood blossomed with pride. Rosa watched as the once quiet street transformed into a vibrant tapestry of colors, laughter, and life. And in that moment, surrounded by the community they had built together, Rosa knew that the mural had become much more than just paint on a wall. It was a living testament to the power of connection, resilience, and the unexpected kindness of a stranger that had sparked a beautiful journey. As the first blossoms of spring peeked through the remnants of winter, Rosa felt a renewed sense of hope and excitement blossoming within her. The community had come alive, the mural serving as a symbol of transformation and unity. Rosa stood outside her store one crisp morning, watching as families strolled by, the laughter of children echoing through the streets. The once muted neighborhood was now vibrant with color, energy, and life. Rosa's phone buzzed, pulling her from her reverie. It was Leo, asking if they could meet to discuss a new project. Her heart raced. Their collaboration had flourished into something beautiful, and she was eager to hear what he had in mind. Later that afternoon, they met at their favorite cafe. As the warm aroma of coffee enveloped them, Leo's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. "I've been thinking," he began, "about how we can take the mural's impact even further. What if we organized a community arts festival? It could showcase local talent, art, and culture, and really bring everyone together." Rosa's heart leapt at the idea. "That sounds incredible. We could have booths for local artists, musicians, and food vendors. It could be a day of celebration. Yes, and we could invite schools to participate. Imagine the children's art displayed alongside local artists," Leo suggested, his excitement infectious. With the festival taking shape, Rosa felt an exhilarating sense of purpose. They spent the following weeks planning, coordinating with local businesses, artists, and schools. The anticipation in the air was palpable, and soon the community was abuzz with excitement. Posters adorned the walls of the store, announcing the festival, and families began to mark their calendars. As the festival day approached, Rosa felt a mixture of excitement and nerves. The sheer scale of the event weighed heavily on her. What if it didn't go well? What if no one showed up? Leo, sensing her apprehension, placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We've already made such a difference in this community. No matter what happens, we're creating a space for connection and joy." His words soothed her, grounding her in the reality they had built together. The festival wasn't just about the event itself. It was about celebrating their journey, the people they had connected with, and the love they had poured into their community. Finally, the day of the festival arrived, and Rosa woke up early, her heart racing with excitement. She donned her favorite dress, a bright yellow that mirrored the sun's rays streaming through her window. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of fresh blooms, and as she stepped outside, she felt a surge of energy coursing through her. As she arrived at the park, the sight that greeted her was breathtaking. Colorful tents adorned the green space, each showcasing local artists and their creations. Musicians were setting up their instruments, and the sweet sound of laughter and chatter filled the air. Rosa's heart swelled with pride at the sight of her community coming together. Leo approached, a wide grin on his face. "Look at this! It's incredible!" He pointed towards a group of children painting at a makeshift canvas station, their faces alight with creativity. "This is what it's all about," Rosa replied, her eyes shining. "Creating a space where everyone can express themselves and feel a sense of belonging." As the festival kicked off, Rosa found herself immersed in the joyous atmosphere. Families danced to live music, children's laughter mingled with the melodies, and the scent of delicious food wafted through the air. The day was filled with art, creativity, and community spirit, and Rosa felt her heart brim with gratitude. Rosa moved from booth to booth, chatting with artists and community members. She met a young woman named Sarah, whose paintings captured the beauty of everyday life. "I've been following the story of the mural," Sarah shared. "It inspired me to take up painting again after years of feeling lost. Thank you for creating this space." Tears pricked at the corners of Rosa's eyes. "You're welcome, but it's the community that has made this happen. We're all in this together." As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden hue over the park, Rosa took a moment to reflect on the journey that had brought her here. She thought of the struggles, the loneliness, and the fears that had once consumed her. She had faced those shadows and emerged stronger, guided by the love and support of her community. A local band took to the stage, their music filling the air with joy. Leo joined Rosa, holding her hand as they swayed to the rhythm. "This is magic," he whispered. "You've created something beautiful here." As the festival continued into the night, the atmosphere shifted, and the stage was illuminated with vibrant lights. Rosa took a deep breath, feeling a surge of energy. "Can I say a few words?" she asked Leo. "Of course, you should." Taking a step up to the microphone, Rosa felt the crowd's eyes on her, a mixture of anticipation and warmth. "Thank you all for being here today. This festival is more than just a celebration. It's a testament to our community's resilience, creativity, and love. Together we've created something special, and I couldn't be more grateful." The crowd erupted into applause, and Rosa's heart swelled with pride. "Let's continue to support one another, to create art, and to lift each other up. Together we can make our community shine even brighter." The cheers and claps filled her with a sense of belonging she had longed for. In that moment, she realized she was not just an artist or a shop owner. She was a pillar of strength for her community, a force for change. As the festival wound down, families began to gather their belongings, but the energy lingered in the air. Children ran around, their faces painted, and adults shared stories of inspiration and hope. Rosa felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing they had created lasting memories. That night, as she and Leo walked home under a blanket of stars, Rosa felt a profound sense of peace. "I can't believe how far we've come," she said, squeezing Leo's hand. "This feels like just the beginning." Leo looked at her, his eyes shining with admiration. "It is just the beginning, Rosa. You've ignited a fire in this community, and it's only going to grow." In the weeks that followed, the energy from the festival reverberated through the neighborhood. More workshops were scheduled, and the store became a hub of creativity and collaboration. Rosa introduced initiatives that encouraged local artists to showcase their work, and she organized events that celebrated diversity and cultural exchange. One day, as she was preparing for an upcoming workshop, a familiar face walked through the door. "Maria, I've been meaning to talk to you," she said, her tone serious but warm. Rosa felt her heart race. "Of course, what's on your mind?" "I want to get more involved. I see how much the community means to you, and I want to help," Maria said, her sincerity evident. "Let's work together to create more opportunities for everyone." Rosa's heart swelled with hope. "That would be amazing. Your connections could help us reach even more people." As they brainstormed ideas for new programs, Rosa realized that their bond had strengthened through this journey. Maria's willingness to support the community was a reflection of their shared growth and understanding. Rosa also felt a shift within herself. She was no longer the timid shop owner afraid of failure. She had become a leader, a visionary determined to uplift her community. With every new initiative, she felt herself growing more confident in her abilities. Weeks turned into months, and as summer approached, Rosa began planning for a new project, a community garden. She envisioned a space where neighbors could come together to grow fruits and vegetables, share knowledge, and foster connections. It would be a place for everyone to learn and thrive. With Maria's help, they secured a plot of land nearby, and soon volunteers began to gather for the first planting day. Rosa stood among them, feeling a sense of purpose and excitement. The garden represented growth, not just in terms of plants, but also in relationships and community spirit. As the sun rose that day, casting a golden light over the eager volunteers, Rosa felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She looked around at the diverse group of people, united in their goal to cultivate something beautiful. "Thank you all for being here. Let's plant seeds of hope and connection today." Together they dug, planted, and shared stories as laughter filled the air. Rosa felt her heart swell with pride as she watched families bond over the shared experience. The garden blossomed into a vibrant space, becoming a living testament to their collective efforts. As summer progressed, the garden flourished. Fresh vegetables began to sprout, and Rosa organized cooking classes, where families could learn how to prepare meals with their harvest. The garden became a gathering place, a symbol of nourishment and unity. One evening, as Rosa walked through the garden, she spotted Leo tending to the plants. His hands were dirty, but his smile radiated joy. "This is amazing, Rosa. You've created something beautiful here," he said, wiping his brow. Rosa beamed at him. "I couldn't have done it without you. Your support has meant everything." Leo stepped closer, his gaze serious. "I've been thinking a lot about us, about everything we've built together. I want you to know how much you mean to me." Her heart raced at his words. "You mean a lot to me too, Leo." As they stood there, surrounded by the lush greenery and the glow of the setting sun, Rosa realized that their journey had blossomed into something profound. Their connection had deepened through their shared vision for the community. With each passing day, Rosa knew that they were creating a legacy, not just for themselves, but for generations to come. The garden was a reminder that kindness, collaboration, and resilience could flourish, even in the face of adversity. As the summer drew to a close, Rosa and the community celebrated their achievements with a harvest festival, inviting everyone to partake in the fruits of their labor. Families gathered under the twinkling lights, sharing dishes made from the garden's bounty. Rosa stood before the crowd, her heart swelling with pride. "This garden represents our strength, our unity, and the kindness that has brought us all together. Let's continue to nurture this space, our community, and each other." As the cheers echoed around her, Rosa felt a warmth spread through her. She knew that this was just the beginning of new chapters, filled with hope, love, and endless possibilities. The mural, the garden, and the bonds formed along the way were all part of a beautiful story unfolding in her heart. The evening sky deepened into shades of indigo, and Rosa felt a sense of peace. Surrounded by her community, she understood that the journey of resilience and kindness would continue to inspire, heal, and ignite hope for years to come. Together, they had sown the seeds of change, and those seeds were destined to grow into a brighter future. Thank you for joining us on this inspiring journey of kindness and community. If you enjoyed the story of Rosa and her incredible transformation, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more heartfelt tales. Your support helps us spread positivity and connection. See you next time.